I think this is working. God, I'm trying to do like 8 things at once here. All right. All right. Trying to adjust the audio a little bit here. Back to using OC Remix for a bit. Got tired of watching previews of the stream and then like, all the dead air because it's all set to the, or, like removed from the VOD track. So, it's nice to have a little background noise. So we're going to try some OC Remix for a few streams and see how that works out. Be nice to have better control over it with the Stream Deck, but you do what you can. So anyways, hello everybody. It has been, as the kids say, too long. Yeah, we're, let's see, I think it was the 5th was the last time I streamed, and that was a pretty short stream. As these things tend to be. Sorry, I'm moving my thing around here. Trying to make it a little more convenient to do things. My computer desk is a huge mess. I gotta like figure out how to redo this. But I guess for now this will have to do. So I have way too many game controllers. All right. Anyway, hello everybody. I am Stream Crush. This is Stream Crush. We're all stream crushing together. Yeah. So a few things. Couple major things, kind of with the stream. First off, I hope everybody's doing good. Haven't really had a chance to talk to everybody. Obviously, it's been kind of a weird month. I have some very important, serious things happening in the background of my life, and it is really distracted from streaming. But I'm trying. I'm trying to at least keep some stream updates going and to, basically talk to everybody and, just try be around, not have those big gaps like last time. I don't want it's already been bad enough where I haven't streamed a game, I think, since last month. And yeah, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. But we do have a lot of stuff upcoming. At least in terms of being planned. I'm going to try the music down just a little bit more. In terms of being planned, we do have some stuff happening. Like I spoke of last stream, we're going to be doing some horror, like a lot of horror games and stuff. We're going to be doing like a kind of like a season of horror type thing after Donkey Kong. We're definitely gonna be playing some Donkey Kong. Yeah, there's just a lot of really interesting games that are gonna be coming out this year. So expect that like the horror games are gonna have, they're gonna be broken up with like other interesting, fun, hopefully kind of quirky games. Things that, maybe won't necessarily be the craziest, things, but like, palate cleansers, I guess would be the best way to say it, because it's kind of what we need right now is we need palate cleansers in life. So yeah, we're talking stuff like Alan Wake 2, Silent Hill 2 remake. When October hits, obviously there's going to be, Silent Hill F. We're definitely going to be playing that one. So it's going to be a mix of the oldies and the newies. So yeah. But yeah, obviously, there's going to be like Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4, whenever that is announced. Hopefully soon. It's scheduled for this year. It would be kind of nice if it came out at a reasonable time. But, if that becomes like November's game, okay, sure. Yeah, why not? So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with like the gaming schedule type stuff. We might try and punctuate that with a little variety, maybe some React videos or something. I remember last year I did a couple of streams with like some spooky videos and stuff. That would be kind of nice to see. So we'll try that. As far as like the stream itself is concerned, so a couple major decisions. The first one is going to be that we're sticking with Stream Crush for the name. After thinking about it a lot, I realized that ultimately names are just names, and it's more about the person building the brand behind the name than the brand itself. So, you know, and honestly, Stream Crush just kind of works as a name. It's not like the worst name, it's not the best name, I don't think, but you know, it certainly doesn't have like that, you know, easy to kind of rattle off ring, but it is also short and to the point. You know, and so yeah. So call me Stream, call me Crush, call me Stream Crush, but you know, that is me. So yeah, in terms of naming, yeah, we're just gonna keep it. To be honest, a lot of my brainstorming just wasn't really working out that well anyway. So you know, it's probably for the best. Anyways, as far as other stream stuff goes, so the model is, as you can see, a little bit more improved from last time. It might be subtle. The blinking kind of drove me nuts. You know, it seems a little tamer this time. I did kind of mess with the blinking parameters a bit, but you'll still see probably frequent blinking. I tend to do that when I talk, and I guess I never really noticed it with the old model because the old model doesn't really blink. This one does. This one is a bit more expressive. So let's see what else. Yeah, tweak the audio slightly, so hopefully it's a little better. But I realized it was honestly kind of fine the way it was. I don't have a treated room or anything, so, you know, there's not much I can really do on that front. And my computer tower is literally like half a foot from my microphone, so unfortunately the noise reduction stuff I have has to be aggressive, otherwise it kind of don't work too well. So, you know, there's really not much I can do with my current setup at this point to sound any better than I already do. And honestly, I think I sound fine. I don't feel like the microphone setup is capturing the bassier parts of my voice as well, but that's okay. I generally tend to have a higher, softer like range. I'm sure you've noticed. Not that I can't go really deep, but I generally tend to talk a little higher. So this kind of works out. The post I made the other day on Blue Sky and Twitter was apparently a bit more like I got some more feedback on that than I kind of was expecting to. So let's talk about that. So first off, I want to thank everybody who responded. It was actually really, really awesome to see you know, people kind of being like, hey, yeah, no, I totally get it. Because it was frustrating. And so I wanted to talk about that real quick. So as I mentioned the last time I streamed, I've been looking at finding like a way to get some new assets for the stream. Nothing crazy. I wasn't looking for anything like, oh God, possible ban evader. Well, no, he's definitely getting a ban. Let's see here. Ban. Man. Really frustrating when people spam in the chat. Grr. Anyway, well, that kind of speaks to my thing. So that was an AI spam bot dude thing trying to get me to like buy a bunch of crap. And you know what? It sucks. It really sucks. Bots suck. Bots suck. The biggest thing that really sucks about bots is the people behind them. And I don't mean that in a sense of like people suck. I mean, they do, but the frustrating thing about AI, we need to talk about this because I kind of want to make my stance clear on AI. I don't hate AI. I actually think that there's really positive potential uses for AI. What I don't like is when people use AI as a shortcut to not have to do the work. And what I mean by that is things like generative AI for art. And just hear me out for a sec, because like I think people misunderstand why artists are actually mad about generative AI. The reason why artists are mad about generative AI is simply because the models that create those pictures or video or anything generated, whether even if it's you know, like you go to ChatGPT and you're like, write me a story about something. That computer doesn't know a god dang thing about anything. It has to be taught, just like a kid. You have to have a whole database of information, and that AI can pull from that and create a response based on your question or query or desire. The problem is that the models get trained using data that is harvested from people who did not consent to having their data harvested. Like, it is absolutely astounding to me that you hear people constantly screaming about privacy, and, you know, they want their privacy respected, and they don't want to have all of their data out there, and yet at the same time they voluntarily give all of these companies data. And the problem is that when you don't want companies to use your data, even though you're putting it out in the public space, you kind of expect that there's going to be at least some, like, messing with your pictures. Like, there's always going to be that thing. It's an internet thing, right? I put a picture out there of a funny cat. It's going to get reposted by 18 different people on Reddit because they all thought it was hilarious and they want to farm some karma from it. Like, sure. Yeah. Right. You know, somebody's going to put it on YouTube and make a remix video. Sometimes it's annoying because it's just somebody kind of taking your content and just reposting it as if it's their own. And that really does suck. It genuinely sucks, but it's hard. And, you know, I mean, I think I can say this safely to people now at this point, considering that we're 25 plus years on from the internet, kind of, you know, as we kind of know it, you know, is that, like, once something is on the internet, it's kind of everybody's. But the difference, though, is that what you think is a harmless picture of you going, you know, and making, you know, Ronald McDonald look like a Simpsons character. You know, the reason why that AI knows what a Simpsons character looks like is because it's trained on all of the art from the Simpsons. Same thing with, like, those Studio Ghibli pictures that were being posted, you know, a couple months ago from the new model version of ChatGPT. You know, like, that was trained on Studio Ghibli art. That is why there are lawsuits from companies now who have realized that, oh yeah, my stuff gets put on there too, not just random artists on Twitter getting their data harvested. Now it's corporate IP, right? You know, and that's kind of the thing, right? Like, that's what's frustrating about generative AI, is that these companies do not respect any law. They don't, because there's no regulation stopping them. There's no enforcement of those regulations. They have actively lobbied governments to not be as involved in regulating this mess as they should be. So as much as I like generative AI as a tool, I absolutely abhor the fact that these companies are using data that is stolen. They're not paying and compensating the people for all of this data they've gotten. And they have scraped tons of it. There was an article that I saw last year talking about how the old internet, you know, those wonderful years of, you know, GeoCities websites and, you know, all of that kind of stuff, all of that is under risk of basically being lost forever, because those websites were never designed to handle the traffic of millions of bot crawling, you know, for AI, scraping for content. Because who's going to care about some website from 2002 that, you know, you made when you were 14 and thought it was hilarious, right? You know, that's just not like, nobody cares about old internet anymore, at least in terms of, like, culturally, right? So these companies know that, and they harvest that stuff because it's a gold mine. The crazy thing here is, if you step away from Twitter and you step away from Facebook and you step away from like the current paradigm of social media, and you go back and you look at old internet stuff, like, it is a gold mine of information. It's a gold mine of memes. It's a gold mine of great stuff. And people, unfortunately, have kind of forgotten that, you know, that, oh yeah, there used to be internet before there was a Twitter, right? That before there was a Facebook, we posted everything on 5 websites. There used to be a whole bunch of websites, and they were all run by different companies and people. You know, and with everything being as consolidated as it has become, people have kind of forgotten that, oh yeah, there used to be internet before there was an internet type of thing, right? So yeah, there's a lot of great stuff, you know, but yeah, people have forgotten that. But these companies, they have not. You know, they take all your information, you know. So yeah, sure, absolutely, it's fun to play around with these things, but, like, here's the real problem. is like when people take that stuff and they go, not only did I make this, which no, you did not, you entered a prompt and you're not an artist, but also you're pushing it out there as if you are selling it as your own thing. You're not. Like, don't do that. Like, it's one thing to share it for free because it's not yours and, you know, it's funny or whatever, right? Fine. You know, those stupid videos of like, you know, what was the one I seen where it was like the people getting rescued by, you know, rescuing a bear or something, you know, like those kind of, well, there was a John Oliver bit where there was like the whole story with cats. Like, okay, sure, whatever. It's stupid, but it is a thing, right? You know, but like, I'm not being asked to buy that, right? That's not a product. That awful Coca-Cola one that came out, that whole AI mess, that was, ugh. You know, and I know this technology is going to change the way that we do everything. I'm not stupid, but you know, the way we're doing it right now is just, it's atrociously bad. It's a gold rush that disrespects people who are trying to genuinely create stuff without having a computer just do every step for them. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. And it sucks. So during my, you know, search, I guess you would say, over the last few weeks, months, you know, like trying to see what I can do to like personalize the stream, make it my stream. Because like I have all these, like this background I'm using comes from a video game. I don't remember which game it is. It's some indie game. I wish I could give proper credit. I really don't remember. I just saw the GIF and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And it matched my color scheme at the time. Pretty nice. And it just, you know, nice animated background, right? Seems kind of nice. You know, and then, you know, the anime girl, like starting soon, be right back and all that kind of stuff. That was from Stream Elements. They have a really cool package of free animated stuff. You know, and it looked really nice and colorful compared to some of the other really drab, kind of lame ones, to be honest. You know, so it just seemed like a nice match considering my original stream stuff was atrociously bad. It was literally just like I made it in Photoshop. It was bad. Yes, it was bad. It was like a black background with like a VHS type of, you know, like static and all that. It just, the glitches and artifacts, it just looked bad. It just looked bad. But my original avatar was like a black and white dude type thing. So yeah, it just one day maybe we'll go down some memory lane and I'll show some of that stuff. But yeah, it just I just wanted something a bit more personalized. So my thinking was like, oh yeah, I'll just you know, spend $100 or whatever, and you know, I'll commission a couple pieces of art, and you know, it'll be all hunky dory, right? But then I realized, looking at like VGen and stuff, holy shit, do people charge for pictures? Holy cow! Like, and I get it, it takes time to make these things, but like the average person doing an illustration was charging like $200-300. You know, for people that had any kind of reasonable skill. You know, and this is not to like shit on the people who, you know, I hate to say it, were less skilled, or, you know, or were just like, they seemed like they were just kind of getting started. You know, the kind of like aesthetic I was looking for, unfortunately, it just trended toward the pricier side. Not to mention that, again, male VTuber, so a lot of the your character here type stuff is geared towards female avatars, and you know, they're doing like cutesy poses, and they have like, you know, just design cues that don't necessarily work with what I wanted to do. So, so my original vision was to have like a starting screen, a be right back screen, and then a, you know, stream ending / offline screen. You know, and I thought it'd be kind of cool if maybe they had a little bit of animation on them, but, you know, that's even more expensive. So, you know, yeah, I just, I found myself very quickly frustrated. So I started looking at like paid assets, you know, stuff that was already made, and then you just pay the price and you could use it. It's a nice compromise. You know, I figured down the road when I had a bit more money, I could actually hire some really sweet artists to make some stuff. I saw some gorgeous stuff on VGen, you know, but it was like, oh wow, that's ouch. You know, that's a hell of a price to pay, you know. So yeah, so I started looking, and I was shocked. Not necessarily, it's not necessarily as bad on VGen. I did notice a few kind of suspect things, but like on Booth and on Pixiv and on Etsy and stuff like that, oh my god, the amount of AI, like cool background that has like a castle in it or something like that. Oh, that looks super. Wow, that's this weird looking texture repeating pattern. And like a lot of times, like these pictures would be edited to reduce the amount of obvious AI stuff. There would be a little bit of like custom text added or something like that. A color would change. But like for the most part, yeah, I was kind of disappointed at just how much AI stuff there was. And, you know, while some of it was kind of cool looking, I'm like, I just can't do this. I want, at the end of the day, I just wanted something a bit more personal anyway. And I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole of like buying AI assets and stuff. And, you know, like it's so hard. Truly, it's so hard to find a good relationship with people that you're commissioning services from. You know, like they obviously don't want to be scammed. You know, so they have to trust a total stranger with their, you know, order. You know, and then obviously you don't want to be scammed. You want to make sure that they're going to deliver. And so, yeah, it just became a bigger challenge than I thought it would be. And it definitely was eye-opening, that's for sure. So when I made that post, it was mostly just venting and frustration, but really that's, you know, I mean, just looking at the responses I got, some of it was kind of, I hate to say it, but a little irritating, because a lot of it was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll just do the commissions for you. Just, you know, it was people just like seeing my cry and just, I don't necessarily want to interpret it in the most negative way. But it felt like a lot of people were just, I don't know if they want to say opportunistic. I don't know if that's the nicest thing to say, but I'm going to take it the nice way and just be like, these are just people who wanted to help. So yeah, but I did look at a lot of the people who were favoriting the posts and responding and stuff. I'm keeping my options open, but I haven't necessarily like jumped on anything yet. So yeah, so don't like read too deeply into me not responding to the post or anything. It really does just come down to the fact that like it's expensive to do these things, and I'm just kind of looking for that right artist. You know, it's like kind of like dating, right? You know, you're looking for the one, you know, the artist that you want to like commission and then maybe go back to for more. But yeah, you know, but yeah, as far as stream assets I'm looking for, because I was asked that a bunch, you know, which is basically just like, yeah, I mean, panels, a banner, you know, all of that cool artsy stuff would be great. You know, but like some of that I can do on my own. Like I can make my own panels. I know my way around Photoshop. You know, I can even draw. Like I'm not, you know, terrible at it. I don't have a tablet right now. That's something that's definitely on my purchase list. I would love to get a tablet and do some art streams, but you know, maybe that might be something I'll do where it's truly custom. I just made it all myself. You know, but that's future talk. So yeah, so ultimately the decision I've made right now is to just keep what I have. It works. It's free, but it works, and I know it's real. You know, it's legitimately produced. Heck, there's actually even a little mini documentary on how they did the on Street of Elements commissioned the art for the starting screen, you know, starter screens and all that I have. So yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with that for stream updates and stuff. No, I am not streaming on YouTube yet. I'm not fully committed to that. I know I talked about it last time. I'm still seriously considering it. You know, but I've been looking into it. YouTube's kind of got its own issues. And I'm not really sure I'm ready for that yet. Especially considering that I can barely manage streaming as it is. You know, so yeah, I've been tweaking my Discord a little bit. I want to start doing some go live notifications in Discord. You know, because a lot of people, when they do come into the stream, they ask me if I have the Discord, you know, so I figure since I do have one kind of set up, I should probably learn how to at least get a go live notification thing going. And as things get rolling, I can build out the Discord more and more. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for stream updates. Let's see, what else was on the docket today? Oh, yeah. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat! Sorry. Oh, man. If you weren't around for Mortal Kombat, Mortal Monday, oh my gosh, that was a huge thing, man. Mortal Monday was wild. I didn't actually rush out to buy Mortal Kombat 1. I didn't have the money at the time. Mortal Kombat 2, on the other hand, man, that was sick. I mean, Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat 2 on launch day, I hate to say it, I was the envy of all my friends. But, you know, different time. Let's see. I did have Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo as well. And then I think I did it with Killer Instinct Gold on the N64 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Hell yeah. Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the 64 was sick. Mostly just because you don't have to worry about the loading. But yeah, it was a different time for sure. I feel like Mortal Kombat is still culturally relevant, but I think the biggest problem with Mortal Kombat 1 was just that, like, whatever grand ideas it had, nobody was buying it. The story mode was interesting, but I feel like these reboots are not doing them any favors. And the gameplay is just, I hate to say it, but like, there's something about the sound design of the newer Mortal Kombats that really just doesn't gel with me at all. Like, I feel like when I'm listening to Mortal Kombat being played now, it just feels like somebody slicing stuff underwater. Like, there's a lot of, you know, like it's hard to explain it, but like, it doesn't have that bassy, hard hitting impact sounds of like older Mortal Kombats. And to be honest, the gameplay is a little different too. It's very zony, juggle, not really juggle heavy, but like the footwork is just not as interesting. And honestly, I think the characters move a little too slow. You know, so I'm kind of hoping that with like the Mortal Kombat Legacy, like the big thing they're doing, the arcade collection, the Mortal Kombat collection that they're doing, which they haven't announced a date for, but I would love to see it come out sometime this year. You know, like I would really like to see it come out this year with the release date. Please announce a release date. That would be great. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna straighten up here. Sliding down in my chair. Anyway, but yeah, it'd be great to have a release date for that. I'm gonna guess probably October something. But it would be nice to kind of see. But I haven't really seen any new details even, so that's kind of frustrating. Sorry, I wet my throat. My throat keeps getting really dry. But yeah, it just feels like there's something about the newer Mortal Kombats. I think Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 10 are probably the best of the new 4. Well, I mean, new, but 9 dates back to the Xbox 360 and PS3. Modern MK, I guess you'd say. I feel like MK10 is probably, or MKX, you know, is probably where like the franchise has peaked in the modern times. 11 is fine. Like 11 has its issues, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with MK11. But MK1, I feel like it's just kind of lost the plot. It tries to reinvent the wheel a little bit. But I feel like the problem with MK1 is that it actually kind of just feels like too stuck in what the formula is now. You know, that it's got to have the X-ray, like, you know, bones breaking. It's got the fatality super moves that aren't actually fatalities. It has fatalities. You know, they tried to add a little more fun back to it with like the animality thing, but it just, like, the reason why those things kind of worked in the past was because they were kind of new at the time. You know, the whole X-ray thing and you know, it was cool, right, to see it, but now it's kind of old hat. you know, and just the gameplay design, I just feel is a little dated now. It needs another like refresh. Ironically, I'd kind of like to see it dip back into older MKs for inspiration, but I feel like it didn't do that. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I think that's why MK1 just kind of fell off so hard. It sold great, but like, yeah, I just feel like it could have been more. And honestly, I'm just gonna say this right out. These guest character DLC packages are cool. Don't get me wrong, but like, there are so many interesting and cool characters in the Mortal Kombat roster that you could do tons of DLCs. You could have an MK trilogy, you know, 2 with how many like roster cool characters that have just been left in the dust. And to see it all being reduced to the cameo thing is really frustrating. Like, I understand that you can't necessarily have these characters in the story mode and then somehow try to work all of them in. But the fact that you couldn't have them like as DLC guest characters, I mean, Homelander's not in the main story, right? So, you know, to have these interesting, hold on a second. Sorry, I cleared my throat. You know, to have these, you know, old interesting characters, you know, be back and then only see them as like a cameo, it's just really frustrating. Like, I'm just so disappointed in that. And I think a lot of people are. The cameo system by itself is not a bad idea, but like, you know, it's this weird, we kind of wanted to do a Marvel, you know, the tag, you know, the 2v2 tag. But like we wanted to do it our own way. And it just kind of ends up being like a very half-ass feeling mechanic. And I think that's why it's so polarizing. So interestingly enough, I sit here and I say they need something new, and they did try something new, and that was it, and it sucked. So maybe I'm maybe I'm not so smart after all. But yeah, so Mortal Kombat, right? Let's see here. So let's see. We got this awesome new Mortal Kombat. Oh, wrong one. Mortal Kombat. All right, let me zip myself down in the corner here. Or try to. Model. Oh, there we go. Hey, LOL, JK lol. All right, I'll put on some cool display lighting, and I say we fire up this trailer. So I have not seen any of this. I do know that Johnny Cage. I saw the Uncaged Fury trailer. I thought that was pretty funny. You know, and Carl Urban surprisingly works well as a Johnny Cage character. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I don't know anything else. I've heard rumors. We're about to find out how legit those rumors are.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s.
He's got the old Mustang.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
So far, it feels a little weird.
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Ow.
Fuck that.
That's a great Cage answer.
For the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what? I'm not some champion.
Jade?
I don't have transformer arms. Or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
Huh. Interesting, Baraka.
It's time.
So Sindel.
To become the hero you were meant to be.
Shao Kahn.
Big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
Nice.
Get over here!
Of course. Noob Saibot?
Only the strong survive.
Finish him!
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers? Just incredibly handsome.
I don't feel you have the right. I don't feel you have the right to use the Mortal Kombat screams and yells in a film that has not deserved it. You haven't earned it. You don't deserve the. You don't have the right, man. You don't have the right. No, I'm just kidding. It looks okay. Like, I like Johnny Cage. As dumb as the character is, I find him weirdly endearing. But like, yeah. You know, it's Johnny Cage, you know, right? Like, you know, what do you do? What do you do? Like I said, Carl Urban is actually doing a pretty good job. There's Johnny Cage, you know, definitely like in that, like, I'm out of my element, you know, type of thing going on. So I respect that. I absolutely respect that. But yeah, I do feel like, the movie's got something to prove. Interestingly enough, though, where is Cole? Like, what happened to Cole, man? He kind of vanished. Unless that was him getting absolutely smoked by Shao Kahn right there in that bit there. I didn't want to look too close at that, but you know, the thing with a lot of media stuff these days is I've kind of learned to not really get as deeply involved in it before it's out as I used to. Not out of like, I don't hate spoilers per se, but I've learned that like the less I know, the better. You know, when it comes to these things, I know I'll probably be interested in. Like, I don't really want to know. I'll just learn it myself. If I really, really want to know, it's generally because I don't really care about it, which sounds kind of counterintuitive, but yeah, I mean, if somebody ruins it and tells me a spoiler for something, it's not the end of the world, but you know, it is a little annoying. That's why I have those messages in my stream chat for like, you know, spoilers and stuff, because like, I don't necessarily want people to be spoiled. But you know, if it happens, it happens. But people should at least be protected a little bit. So I do have a no spoiler policy, just because like, yeah, unless I specifically want to be spoiled, I don't want people just launching spoilers out of nowhere. I feel like even if you're somebody who doesn't care about spoilers, I feel like that's still a good policy to have, is like, you shouldn't really be blabbing all the spoilers in the world to people. They just don't want to know your shit. Anyways, as far as the trailer is concerned, it is obviously very Johnny Cage centric. I noticed there's a lot of Johnny Cage and Katana. So I'm wondering if there's going to be like a pairing of those two, which is a little weird, but yeah, you know, we'll see how that goes. The movie definitely had a bit of the vibe of the first movie, which was okay. I feel like it's weird to say this, but I feel like Mortal Kombat Annihilation was just a downright crappy movie. Fun, but a crappy movie. Like, genuinely just a bad movie. But like, cheesy bad movie. Hard to explain. It's not like a badly made movie. It's just like, you're not going to revisit it except for some comedy. As a sequel to the original Mortal Kombat from 95, though, like, it's just 95 Mortal Kombat is peak. I know it's dated now, like the music and just the way things are. You could tell it's an old movie now, but like, yeah, I mean, it's still a good movie. And as far as all the Mortal Kombats are concerned, it's still the best Mortal Kombat movie. I did like what they were trying to do. Minus Cole. Like, Cole was kind of lame. But I did like what they were trying to do with the Mortal Kombat movie. But the biggest problem, the biggest sin, truly, of the last Mortal Kombat movie was that it was literally like, it was a zero movie. Like, If you know this reference, it's basically like, it's not chapter 1, it's chapter 0. It's not a prequel, but it's just kind of there to set you up for the story that's to come. So you're going through all of the movie in Mortal Kombat 1, and yeah, they're tossing out some breadcrumbs for you. Oh, that's Scorpion. Oh, here's his origin, like all that kind of stuff. You learn about the tournament with Raiden, whatever. There's Goryo, which that was weird. But like, sure. I do think that the casting was pretty decent. Especially for, like, obviously Kano kind of walked away with it a little bit. I thought Shang Tsung's casting was really good. Bihan, perfect murder guy, right? Jack, Sonya Blade, like, it all did a pretty good job. But yeah, it just felt like there was something lacking. It just felt like by the time the movie really started going, that's when the credits hit, and you're just like, really? Like, we have to wait. And we've waited a while for this trailer, for Mortal Kombat 2 to happen, which is just Mortal Kombat 1, but with like Mortal Kombat 2 flavor. I don't know. This is the thing that really frustrates me about Mortal Kombat, is it's like, you had a very clear and concise story with Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. You had the tournament now in Outworld, and then you had the Outworld invasion of Earth, and then you had the pushback from the heroes to kick out the Outworld invaders. Pretty simple, basic stuff for the story. And then somehow they've always liked to like take their greatest hits and then mishmash them together. So you get like this weird like, eh. And I think that's why I like the first Mortal Kombat movie so much. It's just a pure movie. You have these people who are all gathered to go fight at a tournament and God knows where, with some cool techno music and some cool special effects and, awesome choreography. And then the movie ends because the bad guys are defeated. Hooray! Like, it's nice, simple, straight to the point. It doesn't try to be anything more than it is. It's just a cool action movie. And it knows how dumb it is. It revels in it. This is the part where you fall down. Things like that, right? Just great. And honestly, like, there better be a Johnny Cage line, along those lines, because like they do seem to really like throwing in some fan service. So please continue to do that. But yeah, I'm reserving my judgment on if the movie's actually going to be good, because I don't feel it's going to be. It probably won't be any worse than the Mortal Kombat, but the one that just came out. But like, I feel like it's mostly just going to be more of that, and that's not a terrible thing. But like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the franchise doesn't know what it wants to be anymore. If it ever really did, to be honest. It's gone through so many phases that it's like, what is Mortal Kombat anymore? It's definitely a franchise that has a foot stuck in the past, because it's terrified that if it changes too much, then the fans will leave it. So it's afraid of reinventing itself. And I think that's why it's constantly stuck on like this loop of time travels and reboots and all that kind of stuff. But like at the same time, drastic departures can be good. Like major mechanical changes can be good. Just, yeah. I don't know. I feel like, especially after this last game, that they really need to kind of step back and go, what is Mortal Kombat? What can we distill this down to? It needs its Breath of the Wild moment, as I think what I think the real issue is. Mortal Kombat needs its Breath of the Wild moment. It needs a moment where it throws out all of the baggage. It's not perfect, but it throws out all the baggage from the franchise that has built up over the years, that kind of came to define the game. And it turned it on its head and said, we're not doing any of that. There's no dungeons and, no upgrade systems and all that kind of stuff, right? Now we have weapon durability and physics. And it's still Zelda, but it's not the Zelda that you remember or grew up with. And personally for me, like, I knew once I played it, I didn't really like it. Like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are good games. They're great games, but they're not Zelda games to me. So I don't mind playing them, but I know what they're about, and I'm not about that. I might putz around with Tears of the Kingdom again, though. I did dip off of it pretty hard, like right off the bat, but there was so many games to play that I just kind of, yeah. But yeah, in terms of you know, of like taking a look at your franchise and just kind of peeling back the layers that have built up over the years and just breaking it down to its like most simple, sincere like thing, you know. And for me, it's Mortal Kombat. The very first Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2 is the bigger, badder, meaner sequel. And I love Mortal Kombat 2. I think Mortal Kombat 2 is the most pleasing game out of the franchise to play. Mortal Kombat 3 is the best mechanically because it's just that run button just makes, and the combo system just makes things so much more dynamic and fast paced. But I think 2 is like the real, like where the game got its like, where the franchise I say would like got its identity. But 1, I think Mortal Kombat 1, not the new one, the original Mortal Kombat. I feel like that one had the most distilled essence of what Mortal Kombat is. It's just a tournament. It's got a Big Trouble in Little China, you know, karate, Chinese mysticism, like, you know, Asian mysticism, whatever type of thing, going with it. You know, but it's a smaller cast of fighters that are more focused. It just has a, you know, the combat isn't very complicated. Like Mortal Kombat is not a complicated game. But there's something about how it feels when you play it. It's very like visceral in terms of like the impacts of the punches, and like it doesn't have all of the baggage of juggles and run combos and, you know, weapons and you know, X-ray insides, and it's a very simple distilled thing. Now, should we go back to that? No, obviously not. It was great at the time. Times have changed, but like I feel like Mortal Kombat definitely needs that moment where it kind of looks back at like what was our franchise as it started and how did we get that far away from it that we're here now. And it needs that Breath of the Wild moment where like you strip away a lot of that like extra crap that you've built up over the years and then create something around that. Because I think at the rate it's going, like what could you really do as a follow-up to, like, what's the next Mortal Kombat going to look like? It can't look like Mortal Kombat 1. I feel like you've you know, after 10, 11 and now 1, I feel like you've kind of run the course on what that Mortal Kombat looks like. You need something new. So I don't know what you would do with it, but this is not it. That's for sure. So anyways, movie trailer looks great. And, you know, I'll be watching it for sure, but I feel like that's a not theater movie. That feels like a streaming movie, which the first one was as well. And that's why I liked it, because, you know, it's good popcorn. So, all right. I feel like we've kind of gotten through all that. So it is time. Let's see here. We're going to swap on over to a fun little new game with a silly little guy in a tie. All right. Sorry, we're just getting all set up right here. Okay. Just getting the game going here. Hey. No, I don't want it. Come on, OBS. Please listen to me. What are you doing? I don't want to preview that. Why are we being weird? OBS, please. Oh, there we go. Okay. Took me a second. I had to try and figure out how to make this work. So the new model has fun dynamic lighting, but you have to tie it to a specific thing. And if you don't, then it doesn't work as well. So there we go. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get that going here. I don't know how big this is, but we'll make it work. Nope, too big. Okay. And oh, here we go. We're gonna take that off the screen. We don't need that. All right, we're gonna take that off the screen as well. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Boom! Haha! Looky that. All right. So let's turn off this music. All right, and I say we get on like it's Donkey Kong. I kid. We're not doing that. But I got to make sure that the window that I'm using here actually stays open properly. Because that's the other thing too, is I have to have that one highlighted. Okay. And then I think we'll be okay just kind of leaving it here for now. Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Hopefully this works. Baha! That's not set up. Okay. Oh no, it's muted. There we go. Oh, banana. When you see this banana icon in the bottom left corner of the screen, the game is autosaving. Don't turn off the power until it's finished. Alright, I won't. Alright, normal mode and assist mode. Golden bananas? Tasty rumors have lured prospecting monkeys to a strange isle. Why is my audio not working? No! What's going on here? What happened to my audio? Why is my audio not working? Oh. It is. Oh my gosh. Alright, false alarm. Moving on. That was annoying. OBS glitch. Alright, let's get back to playing. Ingot Isle. I was gonna say, is that Diddy? But no, that's not Diddy. Punch. Ah! It's the monkey. Oh yeah. What? Really? Alright, So he's got an upward punch. He's got a downward punch. Bananza gem. This is kind of fun, actually. You can jump up. Oh. Oh, wow. Look at them just fly around. Alright, this is kind of funny. Let's turn that down a little bit. So it's a little bit too loud. Whoa. The first Bananza gem. These moves are just really fun. Whoa, DK? You look pleased as punch. You must have dug up one of those golden bananas. Folks are finding gem-like bananas all over this mine. It's a yellow letter day. I bet there are more buried up ahead. I bet there are. Find more bananas. Wow, this is crazy how much of this you can destroy. Are you high-fiving him? Yo! Bad jiggle. Through the banana mining belt. DK, you just can't snack on another monkey's banana like that. Really? Snack on another monkey's banana. Shame. Ah, fine. There's plenty of bananas hiding here, right for mining. Smells like there's more treasure down below. Okay. What the heck? I think I messed up. Digging up a stack. I guess that's kind of it for this area, at least. What is this? It's cool looking. Oh, there's a city out there. You can kind of see it in the distance. There's plenty to smash. So I don't know if I'm really... Alright, I think... Oh, damn. Oh. Oh. No, not the bananas. The rumble is so cool right now. The heck? Oh god, that's bright. Flashbang! It's so bright I turned purple. By the way, I have no idea how to fix that. I'm going to guess it's because of what I'm doing with the horns to make them kind of purple in color. But yeah. Should probably make my teeth. I don't know, I tried making my teeth like excluded from the light. It didn't work too well. Punch upward. That DK model doesn't look too bad. So I watched that Digital Foundry video about this, and John said that there was like some FSR issues. I'm not quite seeing that. FSR 1's known for looking really bad, but I'm not calling him a liar. But so far, I'm just not seeing the image quality issues. DK, you're okay. I think we got them all. Oh. Ingot Isle Cave-In. Sublayer 10. Oh, now I can see the FSR. Still not terrible though. I wonder what fell. Huh? DK? You're okay, what a relief. Did you lose your britches when the mine collapsed? I just realized, yeah, he's naked now. It looks like the entire Ingot Island mine was pushed underground somehow. The others are already surveying the damage down there. Oh, and something else just fell down after us. I sure hope everyone's okay. So I feel like I'm getting the hang of the controls. I can see why somebody wants to button remap, because you'd think A would be intuitive, but Sometimes it's not. But I also feel like it's something that you would get used to with time, and I think I will. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. That area's been all farmed up. I saw it happen. That flying dirt pile lit up with a flash. That's when thorns started growing all over. What was that thing? Hey, DK, glad you survived. Did you use the barrel can to get up here? Talk about useful, eh? Wish I could blast myself up to check the folks in town, but this other barrel ain't working. This weird hard metal flowed out of that gizmo and sealed everything up in sight. We have no idea what to do about it. Have you tried punching it as hard as possible? Oh, that's funny. You just let go of the button and it just goes right back to this animation. Follow the talking rock. What? What the fudge? Da 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 da.
You're the one who saved me? I want to go with you. DJ? You and me? DJ?
Okay. You don't have a choice. I'm like, no, we're going to pick the no option. The Odd Rock has decided to join you. Yes. Woo. All right. Anyway. You can now use the power of the Odd Rock's voice. Check out the other miners. Do I have to?
Music might help. Can you whistle?
Oh. Okay, so we have to go up.
Doing good, DJ.
What? Why? Why did you do that? There we go. You're braver than me.
Music might help. Oh, you did it.
Nice work, DK. I saw it off from here. I can't believe you destroyed that thing. Up ahead, you'll find the heart of Ingot Isle, Baboon Town. Be careful, okay? There's some weird critters poking around. Sounds scary. Music would make me feel better. Yeah, that's the spirit. Do you get confused to lead away? Try singing a little ditty. Float back after falling without taking damage. Oh, so you can't hold on to those. That's why I was slipping earlier. Jam to these tunes at any getaway. there. Apple juice. Automatically regain all health if it reaches 0. Yes, very handy. Hey, DK, have you seen the summit? There's a weird stake with a mean-looking face stuck on it. It's that banana bandit. This flying dirt pile put it on there. I saw it. If you're heading up there, be careful. Uh-oh. Well, that was... What did I do? Why am I purple? Ow! Bananas! Donkey Kong Bonanza! Alright, that was a pretty fun intro. Adventure hits. Rumor has it that Cranky Kong can be spotted having his own adventure as he digs his way through the underground world. Where's this gonna... Oh! Lagoon Lair. Sublayer 100. So it went from 10 to 100. Wow, that's pretty. Pretty cool. First crocoid crack. I got a skill point. Press and hold A over new skills to spend skill points and unlock them. Okay, get extra health. Using a held chunk to do a double jump by pressing A and then A again will fire it. Increase your hand slaps range by 50%. Allow you to cut gold by pressing R from further away. I feel like I want that one. Naked as the day you were born, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And then his classic tie, a beloved old school accessory. If I have one wish for Donkey Kong, it's that I wish I never knew where that tie came from. I don't want Nintendo to explain it to me. I just want it to be like, he's just always had the tie. That's why we call him DK. Because, you know, that's what the tie said when he found it. And that's what he had. Where the tie come from, we don't know. We don't know. But it's very important that that tie that we will never tell you about. All right. Well. Oh, look at that happy. DK does love his bananas. Outsiders aren't welcome here. These lagoons are just for us scrappy salvagers and no one else. If you're entering without permission, turn back. I'll get right on that. I was not expecting that. That's cool. Go play amiibo, save data, options, and controls. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it here for now. It was a way later stream start than I wanted it to be. Unfortunately, I couldn't help that. I had things I had to do. So it's going to be a really short stream tonight. But I am going to be coming back to this and playing this again. So hopefully tomorrow is the plan. And it will be a much longer stream. So we'll be focusing on DK Bananza. So I'm really liking this. This is actually really fun and kind of like cathartic to kind of like, you know, go around and just destroy everything in sight. That's pretty fun. So on that note, let's flip back here. And yeah, we'll turn off the display lighting and there we go. Yeah. And we'll get some music back on. Kind of finish this out here. All right. So, yeah. Yep, I think that's a stream. I think that's a stream. It's pretty fun for that short bit of time we had shared together. But yeah, we'll pick this up tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow and maybe a bit earlier. Yeah, so we're gonna get back into the, no pun intended, the swing of things with more Donkey Kong Bonanza. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next one, and thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.